Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 19th, and this is small group time. So we're going to start with our names. So remember, we've been talking about first names, middle names, and last names. And so my name, my first name, so when someone says, "What's your name?" you usually tell them your first name. My first name is Michelle. And then my middle name is Lee, and my last name is Shetler. So I have three names: Michelle, Lee, Shetler. And so you need to know your name just in case someone asks, so that you can be able to write it. And if you ever get lost or something, you could tell somebody, "My name is Michelle Lee Shetler. Can you help me find my grown up?" And so that's something that we really need to get down. And so today, ask yourself, do you know your first name, your middle name, and your last name? If you don't, ask a grown up. What is your first name, your middle name, and your last name? That's your challenge for today. Okay, now let's go on. We're going to do some syllable practice, and then we are going to talk about more and less. Okay, so first let's do our syllables. Syllables are parts of a word. So when you read a word or say a word, it has different parts in it. Some words have one part, some have two, some have three, some have four, and there's probably words that have even more than that. But the words we're going to talk about today are going to have either one, two, or three word parts. You can hear the word parts when you say the word slowly. You can clap them out, that helps me, or you can use your fingers and try to count out the word parts, but clapping is the easiest in my opinion. So since we've been doing, this is our last week of clothing, let's do some clothing words. Let's start with the word sneaker. So that's a shoe, right? Sneaker. So when I clap out to see how many word parts or syllables it is, I'm going to say the word and clap when I hear those breaks in the word. Sneaker. How many? Two. Sneaker. Yeah, snee is the first word part. Cur is the second. Sneaker. Okay, let's try another one. Will you do it with me? Let's do pajamas. Okay, get ready. Pajamas. Pajamas. That one had more. Pajamas. That had three syllables, three word parts. Very cool. Let's try hat. Get ready to clap it out. Hat. Hat. One. That had less than sneakers. Oh my goodness. So go ahead and look at what you're wearing, and maybe you can clap out the syllables in what you're wearing. So maybe you're wearing a sweatshirt like Miss Michelle. Sweatshirt. You want to clap it with me? Sweatshirt. I'm not going to show you, but I still have my shorts on. So let's clap out shorts. Shorts. One. So it's fun clapping out clothing parts or different kinds of clothing. Okay, and let's do the last part of our lesson. So our last part of the lesson deals with two very important words. The word is more and less. And I'm sure when you were a little kid and you saw a whole bunch of cookies and someone gave you one, you said, "I want more." And that means you wanted to add to the number that you already had, right? So more is a bigger amount. You wanted a bigger amount of cookies or a larger amount of cookies. And the word less, I think of the word little. So less means the smallest amount or little, taking away from, right? You wouldn't say, "I want less cookies," because that means someone would take what you have away from you and make you have not as many. So we're going to listen to a story, or you're going to listen to a story. So you're going to need your good looking eyes and your listening ears on, and you're going to listen, and you're going to see there's different amounts of things, and some things there's more of, which means bigger amount, and there's some things that are less, which are littler amounts. So I want you to listen, and then we're going to do a couple different examples to see if you can tell which pile of things is more or less. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, friends, here's our book. So our book is called More and Less. There were three words in that title of the book: more and less. Let's see. Okay, this chapter talks about more. More can mean lots. He has lots of blocks. He has more. So here's a set of blocks over here, this little girl, but this is more blocks. So there's a bigger amount of blocks than her. More. This title is called less. Less means not as much. He has a little milk. He has less. So it looks like they both have milk. Look how full that glass is. She has more milk. He has less milk. More and less. More and less are opposites. We read some books about opposites a couple weeks ago. He has more candy. She has less candy. This is more, bigger amount. This is less, the smaller amount. One jar is full. It holds lots of cookies. It holds more. So this is more cookies. So this has to be less. Two plates hold cake. One plate holds less.
Less.
The piece is small. Can you tell which one is less? This one. This person has more. This one has less cake. One plate has more food. One plate has less food. More and less are opposites. This one is more. This one is less. And I'm thinking about when I serve food at my house, my children usually have smaller amounts or less food on their plates than, say, my husband, who he's a bigger man, so he needs more food. The end. So I'm going to stop sharing there with you. And so I want you to look right at Miss Michelle. So I have some different instruments that we use. And in my hand with my green ring, I have some markers. Can you see that? How many markers do I have? 1, 2, 3. And in my other hand, I have a red pencil sharpener. And so which one do I have more of? Do I have more markers or do I have more pencil sharpeners? Okay, let me think about this. More means bigger amount, larger amount. It has bigger than the other, and less means little. I have 3 markers, 1 pencil sharpener, so I have a bigger amount of markers, and I have less pencil sharpeners than markers. I did it. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, so I have 2 animals that are dressed up. I have 1 animal that does not have any clothes on. Which kind of animal do I have less of? Ones that don't have clothes or ones that do? Let's count. How many have clothes? 1, 2, and how many don't have clothes on? 1. Which one's less? 2 or 1? You're right. The less amount of animals don't have clothes. You're so smart. You should kiss your brain. Okay, and I have 1 more. This might be a little bit of a trick. I have, which one do I have more or less of? Orange markers or purple markers? 2 and 2. I'm tricking you. They're the same. So sometimes we might have the same amount of things, but if I got rid of an orange marker, now which one do I have more of? The purple. So we can have more, less, or the same. Did I trick you? No. Okay, so this is my challenge for you. If there's a grown-up at your house, I want you to go find some toys, maybe something from our learning kit, and I want you to ask them the question, like, do I have more blue? Say you have the counting bears. Do I have more blue counting bears or red ones and set them up and then tell them how you know the answer and see if they get it right. Or you might even use your toys, like, do I have more trucks or do I have more airplanes, or whatever toys that you have. So go ahead and you make up your own problems for more and less. And maybe if you're eating today, when you're eating lunch and you have, like, say you have some peas and you have some potatoes, maybe you can look, do I have more potatoes on my plate or more peas on my plate? So we can see more and less everywhere. So I want you to really be thinking about that. And grown-ups, if you're watching this throughout the day, ask ask your child the question, because they're so smart and now they know about more or less and the same. So I want you to continue the more or less and the same. Okay, let's get our waving hands ready. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. Okay, friends, I love you so much. Make sure that you listen to my read aloud. It's about a dentist. Okay, see you later.